So, good afternoon, everyone. I am your reporter for the day, and I am Laika Nodio, and I'm going to tackle about the Article 8 Judicial Department. Okay, so Article 8 provides for the Judicial Department, its composition, powers, and functions. The Supreme Court is the only created by the Constitution. All other courts are of statutory creation. So, what is judiciary? So, judiciary is also known as the judicial system or court system, the system of courts that interprets and applies the law in the name of the state. So, next is we're gonna tackle about the composition of Supreme Court. So, the Supreme Court, so muna siya kataas-taasan, no, na korte sa Philippines. So, namantay ka ng, like, under ana niya is ang regional court, which is lowest niya. So, ang Supreme Court, so muna na siya ang kinatasan nga court from the word supreme. So, it shall composed of 15 members, which includes the Chief Justice and 14 associate justices. So, the Constitution requires any vacancy to be filled within 90 days from the occurrence thereof. So, next is so there are cases to be heard or decided or in bank and vote required. So all cases involving the constitutionality of a treaty, international or executive agreement, or law. So shall always be heard and decided by the Supreme Court. So, all other cases, including those involving the constitutionality, application, or operation of presidential decrees, proclamations, orders, instructions, ordinances, and other regulations which under the rules of court. So, in administrative cases where the decision is for the dismissal of a judge of a lower court, the same majority vote is necessary to order such dismissal. So every cases that is heard kay kanang nasa siya voting required. So every voting required kay adto siya ma take place sa Supreme Court such as katong mga constitutions, mga treaty, international, or executive agreement, or even law. So, matake place na siya sa Supreme Court. So, next, cases heard by a division shall be decided or resolved with the concurrence likewise of the same majority vote necessary to order such dismissal. So, muna no kay ang naa sa Supreme Court ang mag-vote, 'di ba? Kay natakol na nila to. So which naa ang mga congressman so nadira ang Chief Justice and others. So next. So cases modifying or reversing a decree or principle of law laid down by the court in the decision rendered in bank or in division decided by the court sitting in bank. So mara siya so other revising or decree principle law kay ato sa gihapon ma-take place sa Supreme Court. So next is the executive agreement. So executive agreement is the agreement entered into by the president on behalf of the country with the government of another country. So every agreement like example, 'di ba like katong kalimot ko katong kanang like natay mga agreement sa other country. So, ari sad siya makuan like ari pud nila ginamit, no? So it is effective without the concurrence of the Congress. So next one is judicial review. So executive agreement or agreement entered into by the president on behalf of the country with the government of another country. So I think manana siya no if like of the Congress. Like same message siya sa executive ang judicial review. But ang kalayaan lang is kanang naa ang president like entered ang president ani sa judicial unlike um sa executive. So we're going to tackle about the section 7, which is the qualifications for members of the Supreme Court and any lower collegiate court. So first, he must be a natural born citizen of the Philippines. So of course, he should present a kuan sana siya mga proof na he is a natural born Filipino, dili lang kay naturalized or any kuan. No, so he must be a Filipino, and he must also be a 40 years of age and above. So anyone nga 39 years below bisan pag unsa ka maayo dira or kalikable, so you did not pass the qualification if you're younger than 40 years. So mo na siya no matingala ta mga gore ang naa sa kana siguro kay ilahang gibasihan nga qualification is ang experience, seniority. So next is he must have for 15 years or more, like 15 year, and been a judge of a lower court or engaged in the practice of law in the Philippines. So yeah, mo na siya dili na take place ang experience. So mo na siya ang qualifications for members of the Supreme Court and any lower collegiate court. So next, qualifications of judges of the lower courts. So mo na siya, he must have 15 years or more or been a judge of a lower court or engaged in the practice of law in the Philippines. So mo na siya ang first qualification. And next is he must be a citizen of the Philippines. So of course, again, he must be a Filipino. So lain sa gayo og America na nga to ang himuong judge. So lugi ang dayon taan na. And he must be a member of the Philippine Bar. And also, he must be a person of proven competence, integrity, probity, and independence. So, of course, you are integrated and you have the honesty and the passion to work. Kay, if ever, kuan kay, di ba, like, para sa totoong katong na-impeach nga Chief Justice before, kay, I think, like, yeah, I forget na, so, moto siya. So, what I mentioned earlier, so, moto siya ang mga qualifications. So there are a lot pa to mention, but this too is the most important position in the Supreme Court. So I guess I am done with my report. So the next reporter will be continuing. So I'm sorry for the background noise. So the next reporter will be continuing the topic. So if you have questions about my report, you can contact me through my messenger like in audio and through my Gmail as well, which is liking211@gmail.com. So I hope you have learned something from me, and thank you and God bless.